to the Express at Kitts Beach in Vancouver. Today's show is all about getting out on the water. But if you're someone who's more interested in what's going on underwater, our reporter Chung visited the largest collection of underwater animal species in Western Canada. Everything from swordfish to electric eels.
It's a fishy job, but Rick Taylor can't see himself doing anything else.
I love science, and I love the aquatic realm.
It's a realm full of stingrays, lump suckers, seahorses, and a few less weird varieties too.
These are specimens of one of the most iconic species of Canadian fishes, the Atlantic cod, Gadus morhua. We have over 850,000 different specimens, representing over 3,000 species. We have fishes from over 81 countries, everything from Egypt to obviously to Canada to Pakistan, India, Easter Island, all over the world really.
And many species close to home, like this snake-like fish called a Pacific lamprey. It's a parasitic filter feeder native to BC. However, Rick's favorite are these three-pine sticklebacks, thought to be the youngest species of fish on the planet.
They have an incredible amount of diversity of body form and behavior, and they've become a model system for looking at the origins and persistence of diversity.
For visitors, it's an up-close look at a part of our ecosystem that's normally off-limits.
I have to remind myself to come here into the collections and just walk around and listen to the kids, exclaiming when they turn a corner and see something new, or reading things out loud, or trying to solve a puzzle that we've put in the museum. It's really exciting and gratifying.
And it's what keeps Rick feeling like a kid every day, because, well, who doesn't like looking at weird fish?
It's fantastic. I pinch myself every day. It's just a lot of fun. That's the number one thing, is it's a lot of fun.
I'm Chung in Vancouver for The Express.
The oldest fish specimen in the museum was collected over 100 years ago. Now, our newest reporter, Verge, decided to dive in headfirst to this next activity. He's not only profiling the newest on-the-water trend, paddleboarding, but he's going to give it a try. Let's see how he does.
If you're looking for exercise in disguise, well, you get to enjoy the open water and sunshine, then look no further. It's called stand-up paddleboarding, and although it's somewhat new to Canada, it's been around in other countries for years.
You can sort of trace modern stand-up paddling back to Hawaii. It has roots in surfing. Back in the 50s and 60s, the guys taking their big surfboards out, and from there it just grew into something to do on when the surf was flat, something to get a bit of a workout.
First-time paddleboarder Reed Hendry has wanted to try it out to get a new perspective of being on the water.
I've seen a lot of people do it. I have some friends that are sort of in that business, and it just seems like just a cool way to get out on the water.
Before you get out on the board and start paddling, it's important to get a quick lesson in the equipment and safety first.
This particular board, and most surfboards have them written on the bottom. It's got the dimensions. So this board is 12 feet long. If you got a board that's longer, yeah, you're gonna go faster. It's also gonna go straighter. The other thing you'll see on the bottom of the board is a big fin. The fin is there to help the board go in a straight line. Last thing on the board, the leash. I always recommend a leash, especially if you're paddling by yourself. Paddles come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. We do need you to wear a PFD, or personal flotation device, while you're out there. It is required by Transport Canada. So there we go, just watch your step. Look out for barnacles. The most graceful way to get on these at the beginning, instead of just trying to stand up right away, is to start on your knees. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop on the board. I'm gonna get one knee on either side of that center handle, and then push off and paddle away.
And once you've had a quick lesson, it's all smooth sailing on the open water. Nice. Although Reed got up quickly, he does recommend getting a bit of help first.
I think having a lesson to start off is always a great idea when you try a new sport. Just to get the few little tricks that make it that much easier to get going.
So I've watched the lesson, and it looks like Reed can do it, so I'm going to give it a go myself. I think I have a pretty good idea. Might be my debut on the Express and my debut of falling in the water.
If I can do it, well, that probably means someone of any skill level can do it as well.
You can do basically whatever level you want to. You can go out and just do a few laps of the bay, or you could take it out and, you know, do a race. You could paddle hard as you want for an hour and get a good workout. So there's definitely different levels.
After being on the water for a few minutes, Mike was trying to teach us how to spin in circles and get fancy, but instead I ended up going for a swim. I think this is one board sport that will never leave me feeling bored.
That's nice.
I'm Peter Verge in Deep Cove for The Express.
I'd say Peter's a great reporter, and with some practice, he'll be a great paddleboarder. And by the way, stand-up paddleboarding is a great way to stay in shape, and if you're brave enough to take on some cold water, you can do it all year round. Now stay with us, you're watching The Express, lots more to come. West chair?
West chair, you got it.
After the break, lifeguarding lessons at Kit's Pool.
Here, let me, no, it's...
Hey, paddle! Teen rowers take to the water. The Express, we're your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you? That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Welcome back to The Express at Kitts Beach in Vancouver. On today's show, our team has been testing the waters to show you all the great things you can try, from canoeing to paddleboarding. But up next, it's time to hit the pool. Gary, you are one of the lifeguards at one of Canada's biggest outdoor pools. How many people can you get on an average day in the summer?
Busy day. We'll get up over 12 to 1,500, I would say. We've got to make sure we've got all those little kids covered, so we typically have at least 6 guards.
Now, I have to ask, do you guys use megaphones?
Every now and then, yes.
Kitts West Chair. Mike, can you hear me?
No, that you gotta project, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
West Chair?
West Chair, you got it.
Kitts West Chair. Mike, can you hear me?
Here, let me, no, it's Kitts West Chair. Mike, can you hear me?
Kitts West Chair. Mike, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, success. There you go.
Now, you know, I've watched Baywatch. The job is often glamorized on TV. What do you think about that?
We don't try to live up to that bill. We don't go put makeup on before every shift. I think people look up to lifeguards as being strong people who really do take care of lives. We try to safeguard, and people appreciate that.
And what makes a perfect lifeguard? What kind of person is a great lifeguard?
I think patience, a smile, and keep strong. and take your swimming lessons.
Take your swimming lessons. if you're interested in becoming a lifeguard, you can go to Lifeguard School. It runs January through April at the Vancouver Aquatic Centre. And next up, we're looking at rowing. It's an impact-free sport that encourages teamwork, and it's a lot of fun. Just ask the talented teens at the Delta Deas Rowing Club.
These junior rowers may seem experienced, but they haven't been at it for very long.
I chose rowing because I wanted to try something new that I'd never done before, and I was looking for a sport that was committed and determined and kind of demanding. So I tried rowing and I really liked it.
They come here very focused, they are ready for practice, they are going out on the water, they're pushing each other and helping each other in reaching their goals and supporting each other. And as a result, each one of them are actually reaching those goals and getting what they want out of the rowing.
One of the rowers, Jake Elward, is well on his way to achieving success.
I was just at the Royal Canadian Henley over in St. Catharines, Ontario, and I got 10th overall out of 45 people, and it's an international event, so there was like a team from Argentina there and from Europe, and it was pretty cool.
There are many challenges while rowing, but one in particular seems to be shared by most rowers.
It's that mental game that you have to play with yourself. When you start to get tired, you start to lose your focus, and especially this happens in a race because during practice we have really supportive coaches, we have a really supportive team, and they're always there to sort of cheer you on and support you during practices. But if you're in a singles race, it's you against the other boats, it's you have to encourage yourself, and learning how to do that is quite a challenge.
These rowers have sage advice for experienced rowers and newcomers alike.
Don't get too frustrated with yourself because I'm still pretty new, and I remember my first time rowing and I got so frustrated, and you just got to stick with it and then you'll pick it up right away.
It can sometimes be hard to stay with at first, but if you stay with it and you get committed and you work it into your schedule, there's tons of opportunities and there's so many different levels of competitive that you can go to.
It's difficult at first. You're in this boat, it's tippy, it's hard to stay upright, you probably will flip, but after you get comfortable in the boat, it's just so much fun, so stick with it and you'll have a great time.
Feel that tug through your shoulders.
Crucial timing, communication, and teamwork ensure success right here on the water, and the members here at the Delta Rowing Club certainly have mastered those skills. In Delta, I'm Miguel signing out for Gen Y on the Express.
Gen Y is brought to you by Options, Surrey Community Services Society.
Each training session lasts about 2 hours, and that includes everything from warming up, training on the water, and cooling down. Now, if we've inspired you to hit the waves, here's some more on-the-water events happening in Metro Vancouver on the Cultus Lake Big Summer Spotlight. This evening paddle has become legendary. Venture out on the night of the full moon with hopes of seeing it rise over the eastern mountains. A guide will discuss the effects of the moon on tides, as well as teach you about safe paddling during the night. Take your yoga practice onto the water, using your board as your floating mat. You'll learn to move and breathe with more awareness, and it's a lot of fun. Learn to sail with the Vancouver Sailing Club. The first day includes getting familiar with your boat, and the second day is all about sailing and seamanship skills. By the end of the course, you'll be able to sail with confidence. Well, that's it for us here at Kits Beach in Vancouver. I'm Bianca Ward, and from all of us at The Express, thanks so much for watching. We leave you now with a look at the local art scene.